Hello, what is up, disc golfers? Today on Iceberg TV, we are on Google Trends. Google Trends is a really good way to sort of see how popular a topic is becoming over time. And right now, this chart that you see is how much disc golf and frisbee golf have been searched since 2004 on to today. So we can see disc golf in the past, it doesn't get searched much through the winter, so October to February, and then we see a spike around April to July, and then it starts to taper off from there, and then through the winter, again, November to February, people can't play most of the country through the winter, so interest goes down, but then when the weather gets nice, people get interested in disc golf. Now, this is the trend that continues to carry on year over year, and disc golf actually, according to Google Trends, hasn't become that much more popular all the way up until this is the last couple of years when we really saw, due to the pandemic, disc golf became so much more popular. And then now, after the Disc Golf Worlds, James Conrad, disc golf has become more popular than it ever has become. Now, if we want to grow disc golf and we want to understand the markets that we need to focus on to actually continue to grow the sport, so there's two things that you can look at. You can look at the regions that are already interested in disc golf, that we know we can have success in those markets, putting in more courses, getting more community involvement, running more tournaments, and being proactive about targeting the already active markets where a lot of these things are already happening. But more importantly, we want to focus on some of these less tapped markets that really aren't focusing on disc golf as much as some of the other regions. So if we look at places like North Dakota, Wyoming, Nebraska, South Dakota, Montana, Utah, these places aren't getting as much, at least Google interest on disc golf in general. And I think that means that we should be making a much greater effort to put some tournaments on in these regions, get some clinics scheduled, get some ambassadors of the sport like the Paul McBeths, the Scott Stokeleys, Simon Lizotte, get these people out promoting disc golf, or start a foundation that specifically is focusing on these areas where disc golf is not as popular, and we can start really popularizing disc golf in the areas that people aren't as interested in disc golf. Now, disc golf all across the country we know is becoming more popular, but there's definitely some areas we can focus on more than others. Another term we can look up, we have James Conrad. We'll compare him to Paul McBeth. I think that'll be a good comparison. So the blue line's Paul McBeth and the red line is James Conrad. So there must be someone else that's relevant named James Conrad here. But in recent history, we can see when Paul McBeth started to become more popular. And then we have James Conrad when he wins Worlds. Right now, according to Google Trends, James Conrad is being well more talked about than Paul McBeth. And I think this is a really good shift, because I think Paul McBeth has been the face of disc golf for a long time, and it's really good for the sport to have several faces of disc golf representing the sport. So we can compare him to Simon Lizotte as well. So we can see how popular James Conrad is right now, how many people are talking about James Conrad. He was on SportsCenter. This is a reflection of, within these regions, how people are actually doing their Googling, and this is the interest by sub-region as well. Like right now, James Conrad is on top of the world. James Conrad is helping grow disc golf. People are talking, people are Googling, and people are learning about the sport that we all know and love. And I'm really excited to see where things can head in the future. I thought this would be a good video just to bring up, the trends with disc golf, to see how is disc golf actually growing over time. And disc golf has obviously grown over time, but it hasn't actually been a more searched topic on Google until the last 2 years. So it's really good to see that if we compare it to something like a stock chart, we sort of have a breakout happening in disc golf right now. So we can see a very clear breakout here where disc golf is heading in a direction where it's never been before. There's more people playing, there's more courses, there's more activity. And I want you guys to comment in the comment section down below, where do you think disc golf is headed in the future? Do you think disc golf is just going to taper off like it has in the past, or are we going to see a continued breakout in the upward trend of more and more people playing, more and more people getting interested, and more people searching? Leave in the comment section down below, where's disc golf headed? It's your boy Iceberg Dylan, and you're watching Iceberg TV, and take care.